That's Mom's motto. I'm trying to convince her to start a YouTube channel.
Did one of you guys bite this?
Oh, what happened
Who took
there?
a bite out of this? Sean.
Wasn't me. Hi there, folks. I'm Sean the Modern Yeoman, and I'd like to welcome you back to the Homestead, where things are about to get very crazy. We actually have a special guest coming to stay with us, to visit us and start staying with us beginning next week. So we have a lot to do to get prepared for that very special visit. As many of you know, I'm working full-time again, and part of working full-time is traveling. I was actually out of state for most of the past week, as in a very large city, very far away. Had a good time, but I was away from the homestead. And as anyone who lives on a homestead knows, things very quickly pile up. Things to do pile up. And while I'm lucky enough to have my folks, my dad, my mom, and Holly, of course, who can stay here on the homestead and help keep track of things while I'm gone, it's still a lot that I take care of. And so when I'm gone, things pile up. We have got to mow, we've got to weed whip, we've got to get ready for the garden, which we're planting next weekend. We've got to build a shelter for the pigs here very soon, hopefully within the next 2 or 3 weeks. We got to get these turkeys moved over to the chicken run, the poultry run. There's a lot to do. So I'm going to be taking on a lot of that this weekend. I'm going to be busy probably for the next few hours, but I think after I'm done doing a lot of this, a lot of you Yo folks have asked for another edition of Cooking with the Yo Mom, or soon YeoGrammy, since Holly is going to be the Yo Mom now with little Henry on the way. She, my mother, agreed to whip something up for us. So I think I'm going to do some of this for a little while, and then we're going to head over that way and get some cooking done. Also, Dad's done some amazing work in the kitchen that I want to show you guys. So I'll see you in the flip-flop. Welcome to another episode of Cooking with the Yo Mama, or YeoGrammy.
It's still Yo Mom. Because I'm Yo Mom.
Before we get into cooking with YeoGrammy, I want to take a second and call out the background here in the kitchen. Dad has done a lot of work here. Where is Dad?
Dad is
Not
right
far
there.
away.
Dad, you have done incredible work here on the wall here in the kitchen. It looks like you've done the same kind of tongue and groove that you did on the other side of the house, which is over there.
Right. Yeah, that was kind of the plan. I don't know from the beginning, but for quite a while, that's what we had decided to do, just to kind of even things up and give it. Again, we're kind of going for a cabin feel, and that just lends itself to it, I think.
Yeah, well, it looks really
Just ordered some new curtains. They'll be in on Tuesday.
really good, guys.
Yep.
Very nicely done, and I think you're going to fill in this area right here with some cabinetry, correct?
Yeah, either going to make a cabinet or put some shelving up there. And we would be open to suggestions. Mom and I have gone back and forth on what color paint for the cabinets, and actually the back wall as well.
Yeah, because you're not going to keep that old wallpaper back there.
Right. Yeah, we're going to paint that, and we probably going to put new cabinets here and paint them and the base cabinets as well. So open open to suggestions.
You guys heard him. If you've got some ideas, leave them in the comments. So, Mom, you're the star of the show. Why don't you tell us what we're doing today?
We are going to be making cookies out of cake mix.
Cookies out of cake mix. Wow.
One,
How many ingredients?
2,
Cake
3,
mix,
4 ingredients.
eggs, vanilla, and cooking oil.
And I cannot find my cookie sheet. I have a copper cookie sheet that's really, really nice and pretty, but can't find it.
Let's get into
I'm gonna
it.
use my old famous throwback pizza pan and
Nice.
some parchment paper.
4 ingredients, parchment paper, a pizza pan,
And cookies.
cookies made out of cake.
And where on earth did we get those eggs?
The
All
eggs
these beautiful eggs are
from our chickens, the Yo chickens.
I'm big
Okay.
into parchment paper because I always burn stuff, but in parchment paper I always find to be really expensive, but Dollar Tree,
Oh boy.
2 eggs, 2 of these beautiful eggs, which I'm going to have Rick come around and wash off because they're not washed.
That's one of the joys of gathering your own eggs from your own chickens, is sometimes they need
Those two
to be
pills
washed.
small. And we're going to use a third of a cup
Of
of
some
oil.
Okay. Can you use other types of oil, like olive oil or
I wouldn't use olive oil. I'm sure you could, but
avocado.
avocado? Could you use avocado oil there?
I wouldn't because I don't want anything to taste like avocados or
All right.
yeah.
Just
no.
saying.
Sorry, but
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure you could, but I wouldn't
Coconut oil? What about
because,
coconut oil?
That you might be able to. But
Okay.
coconut oil, of course, has to be melted down, but
Okay.
I usually don't measure my vanilla, which drives
That's
me
something
crazy.
you just-
Yeah.
Just
a
cooking
dash.
by ear, as Holly calls it.
Okay. I don't know if it's by my ear, but it's okay. And then we're going to go ahead and put 2 of these beautiful eggs in. They're so pretty.
Yo eggs.
Yo eggs!
I don't know. Should we let you stir this, Sean?
I will give it a shot.
Stir that so it's really good. Let me get a fork for you.
I can break up the yolks with the spoon, I think. That is a big spoon. It's like a spatula.
I'm gonna turn off this dishwasher. It's a little loud.
Yeah, I did. I opened it, but I guess I didn't.
Okay. I think
Keep
that's
stirring
nice and
it.
stirred.
Just stir it a little more for me. See what your mama tells you. Okay, and then we're gonna put the
Okay.
cake mix. I'm using a yellow cake mix. You can use any kind of cake mix you want. I am all for cheap cake mixes, pretty much for anything. But you can. This is yellow. You can use the confetti. There's all sorts of things you can add in. Add in some little mini marshmallows if you have a chocolate mix. You know, I mean, just do you. Have the kids help you. And that's another thing about these cake mixes that I'm like a big proponent of. I know you can see these like really beautiful, and they are beautiful cakes for birthdays and stuff like that. But a lot of them are like $30 each. I mean,
Wow. That's crazy.
get a couple of these that you spend a couple dollars on.
And just have fun with it.
Yeah, let your kids help you with it.
Throw
I
some
mean,
chocolate chips or like
That's what I'm
walnuts maybe,
saying.
or
Well, I think for like birthday cakes and stuff, just let your kids decide what they want to do. But it's just fun, and it's gonna.
they
save,
might put like gumdrops or.
It's gonna save you a lot of money.
Okay.
So like magic, we're gonna make red velvet cookies.
So we started talking about yellow cake, and through a series of misadventures, we experienced some culinary difficulties. And so no longer do we have yellow cake, we have red cake now. Red velvet.
Red velvet.
Same price, right?
Even better.
I'm
It's
just
not.
going
It's
to-
cheap, right? You're not paying, what was it, $30 for this? Have you noticed if you have a cake for a birthday and you go to a store to buy a birthday cake, it might be $20 or $30, right? But if you say that you're getting a cake for a wedding, that's hundreds of dollars, right?
It's
Lots.
crazy.
So you just name the difference of the venue. Okay, I'm having a birthday cake. That'll be $30. Hey, I need a wedding cake. That'll be $800, right? Have you noticed that?
Well,
No.
I think normally birthday cakes are like a sheet cake.
Yeah,
Right,
well,
but-
wedding cakes are more ornate.
Well,
That's a
and
good
the
point.
whole thing about it is you're serving a lot more people.
Good
But
call. Good call.
Yes, I am all for saving money.
Okay, so
Anyways,
red velvet cake now, but same
Yes.
price. And
After our culinary misadventure.
We're
Yes.
gonna pour all the mixture in.
And we're gonna
all
mix
of it
that
in.
up, right?
And we're gonna get all of the goody eggs in there. And Sean, could you put this in the sink, please?
Can.
So, the one good thing about red velvet cake is that you can just make regular cookies out of it, or if you want to put this in the refrigerator for a while and let it get cold, it's going to be easy to like roll into little small balls and then roll it into powdered sugar, and then you make the crinkled look. Another thing you can
okay.
do is add in like mini chocolate chips to this. I just think
Nice.
whatever you want to do, just do it. I mean, this whole thing is going to cost super cheap. That's what I'm all about, is super cheap. And I know we've talked about that before, using what you have
Right.
and not trying to stress out because you don't have the money to, you know, make a fresh batch of cookies, or you don't have the ingredients, I guess, to make a fresh batch of cookies, when actually you do. Or you could. I mean, it's so super easy just to make this.
And you can do it on a dime, basically.
a little more than a dime.
Well,
I mean,
just-
the cake mix itself was
you
like
can do
a
it on the cheap.
dollar.
Yeah.
And then you have eggs probably and oil and vanilla at home, which, you know, is really something that most people already have.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a question. I don't know if we mentioned preheating the oven.
Preheat
before.
the oven to 350.
So, preheat the oven to 350. If you haven't already, by this point in the process, now might be a good time to do that.
Right.
350.
Preheat it to
Yes.
350.
Good call.
No, look at that.
Well.
That's how gooey that mix is. It's breaking the spatula.
Anyway, so we're going to get that mixed up into a nice dough.
There it goes again.
Well, I am just not super organized, I guess. So just go ahead and take your spoons and, you know, put it out like you would normally do. And I know Sean's gonna get lots of comments about, you know, a wonky old pizza pan. But like I said, we're using what we got, you know?
That's right.
It's a country.
It is country.
Improv.
It's a little bit.
So you're gonna
Hillbilly.
set these out.
And how about we just put like 6 on this piece of paper, and then we're gonna stick them in the oven. We're gonna put them in for 10 to 15 minutes. You're gonna want
Okay.
to go ahead and check them.
And they're
But
gonna
again,
smell great too.
this is going to, if you wish to make them look like the red velvet cookies that you can buy that are kind of have the crinkle look, just roll them in, put this in the refrigerator, then roll these in powdered sugar.
Oh.
And the delicioso. So we're gonna put
You're gonna
those
put that in for 15 minutes?
10 to 15 minutes.
10 to
You're gonna
15
wanna
minutes?
really
Okay,
watch it.
so we are gonna snap our fingers, and when we snap our fingers, 10 to 15 minutes will have elapsed.
We'll
So
be
you ready?
transported into the future.
3, 2, 1. In 15 minutes, maybe even like 16 or 17 minutes,
Could be.
have just elapsed.
Welcome to the future.
Welcome to the future. And take a look.
We put more cookies in the oven, but got these 6 out. Did
Look
one of you
at
guys
those.
bite this?
Oh, what
Who
happened
took
there?
a bite out of this? Sean.
Wasn't me. Was not me.
All right.
Shall we sit down and enjoy them?
Sure.
Let's see how they taste.
And remember, if you want them to look nicer, then go ahead and use a little cookie spoon so they come out evenly.
That is really good.
And also, don't forget, if you're going to put them in the fridge, then you can go ahead and, thank you, and roll them in powdered sugar.
I'll take the one with a bite out.
Or you can go ahead and...
Is it really a bite or just how it was
We
shaped?
found the culprit.
No, no, it wasn't me. I swear.
They remind me of the tops of the muffin tops.
Muffin tops?
That's really good.
You could use mini chocolate chips and add some in there.
I can see this with chocolate chips.
And if you do that, then it's going to leave that crackling effect. But, you know, if you are home and you have your kids or grandkids over and don't have cookies and they want to make cookies, and you have a cookie mix, you can make cookies.
Cake mix.
Cake mix.
Well, thank you, Mom, for showing all of us this simple and fun recipe. And also a
Tasty.
recipe that's very tasty.
I could definitely see it with some powdered sugar, or like you said, some chocolate chips in there.
Yeah. So,
And remember, use what you have.
Use what you have. That's Mom's motto. I'm trying to convince her to start a YouTube channel. And that would be
Slowly, use what you have.
that would be her motto, use what you have. Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. Like I said earlier in the video, stay tuned because we're going to have a special guest staying with us on the Homestead starting next week, and we're all very excited about it. So, stay tuned. Things are busy right now. We've got pigs, we've got turkeys. We're starting a garden next week.
We're growing a baby.
We're growing a baby. And we've got a special visitor joining us next
How we
week.
call it, a Homo sapien? She's growing
Yeah.
a Homo sapien.
Yep. Thanks for hanging out with us, and until we see you guys next time, remember, as always, slowly.
Slowly.
slowly.